Inventory management. Learning objectives. Introduction to inventory. Issues, transfers, and cost type changes. Inventory adjustments. Introduction to inventory. Inventory contains item quantity, cost, reorder, and vendor data. Items must be added through the Item Master application, not directly in inventory. After an item is added to inventory, navigate to the Inventory module, Inventory, and search the item. Click the item to view details. Modifiable fields on the inventory record are in red. Inventory reorder details. To set up reorder specifications, select the Reorder Details tab. Make sure you've entered a primary vendor and check the Reorder box so you can reorder this item. Where used. Enter relevant asset numbers in the Where Used tab if you know which assets will use this inventory item. This is an optional step, but can help when looking for parts for an item. Save the inventory record. Issues, transfers, and cost type changes. Inventory items may need to be issued, transferred to a different storeroom or bin, or changed to a different cost type. These transactions will be recorded in View Inventory Transactions, but will not cause issues for auditors. Issues. You can issue items from work order actuals, but you can also issue items from the inventory and inventory usage applications. To issue from inventory, go to More Actions, Issue Current Item. You must enter a work order or asset for cost tracking. Any item not issued to one of these will undergo scrutiny during audits. Once you click OK, the system will create an inventory transaction with all relevant costs and will update the work order costs. Transfers. Go to More Actions. Transfer Current Item. This will enable you to select a new storeroom or bin for your item. Once you click OK, the system will create an inventory transaction record to reflect the transfer of inventory costs. Cost type changes. Cost type, go to More Actions. Change cost type and select a new issue cost type. Once you click OK, the change will display on the Inventory Main tab. For example, switching from Average to FIFO moves the cost record from the Inventory Costs table to the Inventory LIFO/FIFO Costs table. Inventory adjustments. In More Actions, Inventory Adjustments, you will find different options to adjust inventory balances and/or costs. Audited inventory adjustments can be found in View Inventory Transactions. These transactions need more backup as they result in a cost difference to inventory that will be audited. Current balance. This manually changes the current balance of an inventory item in the storeroom. As there are no trails for this type of transaction, it is strongly recommended that these types of transactions are avoided. An inventory transaction will be created to reflect this change. Physical count. Physical count manually changes the physical balance of an inventory item in the storeroom, and these transactions must then be reconciled in Reconcile Balances for the change to take effect in the system. All physical balance changes should have an audit trail in a signed physical inventory. In addition, prior to reconciliation, a report should be included that catalogs the discrepancies and the reason for the discrepancies. Once the discrepancies are resolved, you can reconcile balances and Maximo will review the physical count date and adjust the balances of any transactions that took place after the count date and create an inventory reconciliation transaction to reflect this change. Physical count date on the bin is updated and the reconciled box is checked after reconciliation. Cost changes. Standard cost. This manually changes the standard cost of an inventory item in the storeroom. As there are no trails for this type of transaction, it is strongly recommended that these types of transactions are avoided. An inventory transaction will be created to reflect this change. Average cost. This manually changes the average cost of an inventory item in the storeroom. As there are no trails for this type of transaction, it is strongly recommended that these types of transactions are avoided. An inventory transaction will be created to reflect this change. LIFO/FIFO cost changes. You will notice there are no options to change the LIFO/FIFO cost of an inventory item. This is because those costs are entered when the item is added to inventory. To change this cost, you will have to change the cost type to average, change the average cost, and then change the item back to a LIFO FIFO cost type. The end